Hi everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and it's been a while, but it's time for Merfolk in Modern. Alright, so, what an announcement, wow! We get Hogak banned, which that was gonna happen, there was no doubt about that, but Faithless Looting has left us. Oh, gee, thank you Thassa, just wow, what a blessing, like, Faithless Looting is definitely one of the most degenerate enablers in this entire format, and we are definitely better off for it having left, so I am super excited to play Modern with no looting. But not only that, it seems like Wizards was really kind of, they knew they screwed up with Hogak, so not only did they give us Faithless Looting gone, they gave us one other gift, and that's Stoneforge Mystic finally unbanned in Modern. Just it's about time. Like the card it's absurdly fair in a format that where you're dying like turn 3 or turn 4. So there's no excuse for it being banned for this long. But at this, yeah, you know what? Better late than never, I guess. So well. Yeah, I'm excited. Like a lot of the copies of that card have just been bought out, and now they've gone up a lot in price because of it. I don't know. There's a chance I think that it might be getting reprinted in the next set that's getting spoiled soon. I think it's like a month away, right? They have to be starting spoilers within the next week or so, I think. Anyway, but I don't know. There's a chance that maybe we'll see Stoneforge reprinted. I mean, it's fine to put that card in standard. It doesn't really do anything there, but yeah, it's long overdue. I do find it hilarious though that for the longest time they said, "Oh, we have to ban it because it restricts us in the equipment that we can make because we don't want to have make really powerful equipment that then Stoneforge just puts in every deck." Well, they waited to unban it until right after they designed two new swords of X and Y. It's like they specifically waited long enough so that now it's like, oh, remember that powerful equipment we said we wanted to design? Yeah, well, we designed it, but at the same time, let's also unban Stoneforge Mystic. So, like, well, if you were just going to unban it at that point when you made it anyway, then what was the point of banning it in the first place? I don't know. It's ridiculous, but let's just be happy. We'll take it for now. So, yeah, Modern, I think, is going to be a lot slower now. With no Faithless Looting decks tend to be the ones that are very fast and combo-y and hard to deal with. But I think like now a lot of the other decks are going to be more mid-rangey and slower, which now I think is a good excuse to put our foot on the gas. So let's play Simic Merfolk against this nonsense and see how well we can do with it. Yeah, the advantage here, we're still going to play with 12 Lords. Silvergill is going to come back to the deck. If the format's going to slow down, we're not dying in turn 2 and 3, then this is definitely a much better card. Especially if there's a lot of like grindy decks. We want to be able to keep up with card advantage on them. So, Silvergill is still best fish. Just, it's coming back. We'll see. I mean, maybe we'll find out later that it's just better to play like Tidebinders or something in this split pot. But for now, we're gonna go with this, and then also the 4 copies of Spreading Seas, because I do think Tron is also going to be very good. When mid-range decks are good, Tron is very, very good. So I don't want to be dead to Tron. So we're gonna keep the Seas in here. But yeah, other than that, 6 1-drops for here, or for our creatures, like. Just, yeah, playing more 1-drops is always better when you have more Lords in the deck. And 2 Harbinger of the Tides. If things are going to slow down, then it's where we want to interact just a little bit more. So, mana base, we're going to run just 19 lands. I think our curve stops at 2, so we don't really need to have that many lands. Just 2 Mutavaults. And we're going to play Cavern of Souls, like, maybe there might still be Chalice of the Voids out there, but they're also really good against the control decks. And if anybody's playing Spell Snare to try to stop like Stoneforge, then Spell Snare is also very good against our deck. So having some caverns to protect against it's not the worst idea. Sideboarding. A lot of this stuff is pretty typical. 2 Deprives, yeah, 2 Dismembers. We usually play these. 3 Relics. Relics are good against like Jund or If you're gonna play against like a Knight of the Reliquary deck, they're good. I haven't seen that in a while, but I know like some people are testing Modern Maverick now that Stoneforge is unbanned, so that's a match where we might want to bring this in. And I mean, let's also not delude ourselves. Dredge is still out there, so you need to have some graveyard hate. Sodek is convinced that Dredge is not dead, and as long as the Dredge Master thinks that Dredge is alive, it's fucking alive. So let's not, like, you know, celebrate the death of Dredge just yet, because there's one thing that it's taught us is that nothing truly dies. It keeps coming back over and over again. Alright, and then some of our other interesting choices here. Collector Oath, I think, is going to be very important. Thopter Sword is a deck that's also very strong at the moment, so being able to shut that down is helpful. Return to Nature. This card is good against Stoneforge Mystic because you can blow up whatever equipment they put into play with it. It's also a very good answer to Ensnaring Bridge, and if we get paired up against, like, what the hell is it, like the Enchantment Prison decks, like, it also blows up things like Ruined Halo or Ghostly Prison or Sphere of Safety that are usually almost as good as Bridge against us, so a lot of problem cards for us can be dealt with this. I doubt that in Modern the exile a card from a graveyard mode is that relevant, but who knows, maybe we could bring this in against blue-white control, possibly. I'll see how I feel if and when we get to that point, because it can effectively counter like Snapcaster flashing a spell back, and it also blows up Detention Sphere. So I don't know, we might see it there. Who knows? What else? Yes, Shaper Sanctuary. This card is neat. Basically, it's anti-removal. Anytime that somebody's gonna, you know, direct removal at your creatures, it's just gonna replace it with a new card. So it makes the removal a losing proposition. And it comes out in turn 1. It's great on our curve. Very, very strong card. If you expect a lot of like removal heavy decks like Jund, maybe some control decks, like, you definitely want some of these. And the last card that rounding this out is just a Spell Pierce. I didn't feel comfortable with just 6 counter spells. I wanted one more because Burn is also still like kind of rough for us because we're still paying life for like Breeding Pool and Waterlogged Groves. Also, what was I going to say? The Neoform, yeah, that deck is still out there. And while 4 Force of Negation is great against it, I really want at least one more card that I can use in turn 1 against them. Yeah, Spell Pierce in combination with Deprive will help us a little bit more against that deck. Cause the more interaction you have, and the quicker you have it, the better. We only have, what, like 15 sources of blue, so it's not guaranteed that we're going to have 2 blue to cast Deprive in turn 2, so I really want another card that, yeah, can stop us from dying in like turn 2, or even turn 1, so I think 1 Spell Pierce is good to round us out, and like I said, there's a lot of decks like Burn, or maybe, I don't know, so there's a lot of just random kind of jank decks. It's actually probably reasonable to bring it in against like Storm or some other combo decks too. So it far from a dead card. It has uses that I think it's worth a slot. But I don't know. Maybe we'll change this later on. I wasn't quite sure what to do with this, but I felt like this is a reasonable include for this for right now. So, all right, let's go and see what Modern looks like now that the most degenerate parts of it have been taken a hit. So I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to play with Tropical Fishies. Yep, that's the right one. I do like that it automatically just seems to pick the deck that you're looking at last, so that's neat. Makes it so that less likely that you're going to accidentally pick the wrong deck. Alright, yeah, it's been a while since we played Modern, but you know what? Hogak needed to die. That card just ruined Modern, and I'm not sad to see it go at all. I think we're going to get to a point where like our Modern and Legacy lists keep coming closer and closer together. As Modern gets more powerful and like plays like lower to the ground, our deck has to adapt to keep up with it, and we become a lot more like the Legacy list. Okay, let's do it. I would love to play first. Yeah, and this is a fine hand. We'll keep... We have a curve. Play out our Biomancer, and then probably, like, our Lord. You mulled to 6? Okay. Excellent. Mulled to 5. Okay, that's got to be good for us. Generally, hands that have, like, are, like, aggressive starts are where you want to be against. Just kill them before they can get out of their mulligan. So let's see. So I'm going to keep here. Okay, finally. Decided to keep 5 cards. It didn't look like an easy choice, so... I know we don't have Force in our hand, but he also doesn't know that, so I'm not going to F6 through the turn. Yeah, now that Force is in our deck, we just can't, like, F6 like we used to. Force does not make me feel good. Let's see. It could be, like, a green-white Stoneforge deck. Could also be Elves. Oh, that's fucking Tron, of course. This is, like, definitely Tron. Alright, so... If we're up against Tron, then yeah, we just want to attack. We want to put as many Lords out as early as possible. Just attack quickly. It's good. They mulled to 5 and they didn't have a... they're not going to have turn 3 Tron, so that has to be good for us. Yep, alright, deal. Next turn we'll play Master of the Pearl Trident. What are you going to do? Sylvan Scrying? Yep, it's fine. So we're going to attack for 6. You got Tower, okay. Oh, that's beautiful. This is exactly the kind of start that we want. Great, and we just play this, and they're going to die next turn, so we have a lethal in play. So this is our turn 4 kill. What an excellent way to start off a league here. Like, I have a hard time imagining there's anything they can do about this. This is why we play the extra 1-drops in the deck. It just gives us the ability to kill on turn 4 that much more often. Collector Oath was going to be very good in this matchup. Definitely look forward to bringing that in. Probably will cut Biomancer against him, though. Okay, so what's your plan? Because even if you play like a blocker, we can just tap it down with Trickster. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Sure, you lose. No, I still have to do this. Yeah. Alright, you're gonna make me actually attack you. Just like, if in case there was any possible hope that they were gonna find their way out of this, like Spreading Seas, like, nah, no, that's not happening. Alright, so that was about as easy as it gets. So against Tron, we definitely want the Collector Oaths. Let's see. Seas is fine. Probably can cut Biomancer. We want to keep that Echoing Truth. What else? to cut some more cards here. I mean, Harbinger's not terribly good against them. We can cut Harbinger. Actually, we should probably cut, you know, at least one Aether Vial as well. A Vial's not really good with Collector Oath. Some people might want to cut 2 Vials. I mean, I think 1 is fine. What else here? Return to Nature is a good card, and so is Deprive. I'm going to say Return to Nature, because if their plan is to get Ensnaring Bridge, we're just going to destroy it. And then hopefully our opponent along with it. I think the rest of these are okay. I mean, we could bring in Deprive. That's not a terrible choice. Just trying to think, like, how do we cut for that? I don't really want to cut any of the rest of these cards. I kind of like the way they are. I mean, we could cut Silvergill Adept, actually, for it. 27 creatures still. Yeah, you know what? I'll cut 2 Silvergills and bring in 2 Deprives. The Silvergill is a little bit weak against Ballista anyway. Alright, you know what? We'll do it like this. Alright. So this hand is a little bit slow. It doesn't hate against them or slow them down at all. I have no way to interact with them in the slightest. But we do. It has a very fast clock to it. Unfortunately, there's no 1-drop though, so it makes killing in turn 4 probably not possible. This might be too slow. I'm going to keep 7 cards. Maybe we want to... You know what? This is really rough. I don't know how... I'm thinking about mulliganing this, to be honest. Because, I mean, we have a lot of much better things that we can... Like Spreading Seas or Force of Negation. What else? Like Collector Oath. There's a lot of very good cards against them in our deck. I think it's worth mulliganing at least once. Well, that didn't go much... Or that was kind of terrible. Well, I don't think this is good enough either. I'm going to mulligan again. This is much better. I'll keep. So let's put... I guess we'll put a Sanctum. Yeah, in case we start flooding out, we might end up cracking this for a card. Put that in the bottom, and... Question is, do I want Return to Nature in the bottom or Spreading Seas? We have to keep the creatures here, and we have to keep the lands, so the question is which one of these. The Spreading Seas is probably fine, because if we can go Collector Oath and Spreading Seas, we can maybe lock them off Tron. Alright. I think this is still probably a better hand than the first 7. Because this actually interacts with their deck. Alright. That's fine. I'll play the Collector Oath right away, just so that they can't, spam a Ballista or an Oblivion Stone or anything. Okay, that's also fine, too. They're not going to have turn 3 Tron. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to pay the 2 life for a Breeding Pool. Yeah, they have to do this now, but it also means that they can't crack another Expedition map. They're not going to be able to use Oblivion Stone or any Cantrippy. Or, yeah, you got Tower. Sure. It turns out this hand might actually be very good against them. We'll probably just hold up Deprive. And if they don't do anything, then we can flash in Trickster at the end step. Yeah, I'm convinced that this is a better keep than our first 7. Dismember? Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's gonna go into play tapped. Yeah, we have to keep them off of Tron, so... Okay, that's fine. You can play Lord next turn, and then flash in Trickster and or hold up Deprive. They do have the option to Ghost Quarter the Urza's Tower, but that doesn't particularly help them. It just takes them further away from Tron. We're still in an okay spot, but we're getting to the point now where we need nothing terrible to happen to these. Let's see. How does he want to do it? Is he going to Expedition Map and play whatever he finds now? It's possible. Mm-hmm. Power plant. Okay. So that tells me maybe they have something like Nature's Claim in their hand. Oh, that's beautiful. Hopefully we can get to a point where we can hardcast both of these. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's fine. You Ghost Quarter yourself. Do you have another tower to play? What's going on? Sylvan Scrying. They still have 5 cards in their hand. I could counter the Sylvan Scrying. I think that's worth doing right now. I will return the Waterlogged Grove. Okay. Well, that has to get countered. So they're down to 3 cards, and they still don't have Tron, so that's a good sign. Okay. But we need some more creatures if we're going to make this plan work. Okay. Sure. You're next. Faithless Looting is already gone, but I know you are next on the list, Ancient Stirrings. Blast Zone. Ah, that's unfortunate. Fuck. Alright, yeah. We might end up using this Echoing Truth just to save our lords. So we do need to entice them to use this thing. And since I can save both of them with the Echoing Truth, I'm going to just attack for 3. Try to force him to crack the O-Stone. And then in response to the activation, I can just bounce them back to my hand. Good. So the Echoing Truth effectively counters the O-Stone. Just replay a Lord. Hopefully we can find like Spreading Seas to deal with this thing. Oh, that's beautiful. Alright. We can put a counter on it. It's not going to do anything, though. That was exactly what we needed this turn. Okay. Alright. I think here I'm just going to attack with the Lord. See if he has another Dismember. Alright. Then let's play another Collector Oath. Hopefully it keeps him from Expedition mapping to find a way to deal with this. Wormcoil Engine's a difficult thing to deal with. But we do have a bunch of Lords to play, so... We have Island Walk online. If he attacks with Wormcoil, he's dead, and if he doesn't deal with a board, he also is dead, so... So go up to 11, but he's going to take 12. This might just do it. Has to have something really good this turn. I think Dismember also does not do it. If he found Nature's Claim, that could actually be bad. Alright, what's the plan? Wormcoil is not going to help you. That's... There we go, we just stopped Tron. And yeah, they kept 7 cards and we mulled to 5 and we still managed to find a way through to win. To be fair, that Spreading Seas off the top was a very significant part of that victory, but yeah, that was just absolutely great. I mean, we were down 2 cards and still found a route to victory. The Collector Oath drew out the Dismember and helped us keep our Lords in play. Echoing Truth effectively countered an Oblivion Stone. See what else? We countered another O-Stone with a Force of Negation. Kept him off of Tron with Deprive, and yeah, had the Spreading Seas to deal with the Blast Zone. That was perfect. Could not have drawn it up any better than that. Alright, let's be on the draw and see how this goes. Okay, so what do we got? Alright, this is fine. Yeah, I think we still keep this. We have Silvergill Adepts and a Lord, so... Kept 7. Spire Bluff, okay. This could be... okay, so this is probably... like... What is it? Either, there's a few different ones. There's a Cascade deck here, and there's also... Yeah, this could also just be like Blue Moon. Which means they're going to draw a bunch of cards, and there's not much we can do about that. I don't want to do this. See if they have like a spell snare or something. I will show them another Silvergill Adept. Okay, excellent. We get to draw our card. Trickster's not bad in this matchup. Alright, I'm going to see Lightning Bolt maybe. Electro Dominance. Oh, fuck. Alright. Oh, you just want... Okay, so this is Electro End. We're not going to have a particularly great match here. Well, they're on 7 cards, and we're also on 7 cards right now, so... If they're playing like the Living End version of this, yeah, we're going to have a hard time. Look. Seasoned Pyromancer, that's okay. It looks like maybe this is just a blue-red control list that just is playing Vision in it. So let's see here. So he discarded 2 Lancer, doesn't get any tokens. However, if this is in his graveyard, he gets to make tokens. Does not have an island at the moment, so can't effectively attack past it just yet. 2 more turns in that. This is still not a terrible turn to like resolve a Lord or maybe even another Silvergill. I'm kind of inclined to maybe try to attack and then trade with this thing. Do I want to, though? Because if they play an island, they're in a lot of trouble. You know what? I'm not going to attack. I will play another Silvergill Adept while he's tapped out. And this time I will show him Merfolk Trickster. And if I draw a green source, I'll play Cometa Speaker. Nope, okay. I was just kind of hoping that maybe I could curve a little bit, because then, like, if we hit the Cometa Speaker, then if he plays like an island, then Island Walk can attack him for a lot. But it looks like not very many islands. He's able to play around it pretty well. As Foretold's a very good one. Can't stop that. And it's another reason I kind of wanted Force for this, but... Jeez. He's gonna have so many visions. Alright. So, I think what we'll do is probably just Trickster this down and attack. Since he already knows about the Trickster. I don't want to commit too much more to the board here, though. He's going to draw like a million cards. Might have to actually discard down. But this As Foretold is going to make it hard because you can start casting a bunch of things for free and we don't really have a good way to stop it. Still, resolve 3 Ancestral Visions this game. Yeah. Alright, he's going to get tokens this time for sure. Problem is we don't particularly have good attacks right now either. So they have to discard some Steam Vents, alright. Let's see. Problem is if I attack with the Silvergill and he bolts like the Lord of Atlantis, that's just gonna make more, or yeah, you can just trade the tokens with our creatures. Alright, we do have to play Lord of Atlantis though. I'll attack with just the Trickster. So the Trickster's at least guaranteed to trade with a Pyromancer. Okay, that's fine. Yep. It's not giving us that island walk. It's smart. Oh, that's also interesting. Okay. This has 8 cards in hand. What the fuck could you possibly be doing where... You have 9 cards now. You have to be able to do something. He's discarded a lot of land, though. Okay. What are you looking for? Like, you gonna try to find Anger of the Gods? Like, I don't get it. Our hand is just as stacked as his is right now, so... I mean, we're not losing by any means at this point. We're just kind of waiting to see what they're going to do with this, as foretold. Okay. I mean, that's okay, I guess. Oh, shit. Discarded Elesh Norn to this Charter Course. Okay. So that could mean, what is it? Could have, like, Through the Breach in his deck. But it also means there's probably, Living End or Restore Balance. No. Probably Living End. So if there is Living End here, what's gonna... Jeez. This is terrible. This means, like, if he goes and casts, like, Electro Dominance and then uses Living End, we are fucked, because that Elesh Norn is basically going to lock us out of the game. And he's definitely inclined to do it on our turn, so Force of Negation's not online. I think, however, our best chance of winning is to just attack and hope that he doesn't find it, so... If he has that, I don't think that we're realistically beating it, because he can just do it on his turn and still kill us. Like, it's going to happen no matter what, so... Alright, let's just attack for a bunch. Hope that this is enough to get there. It's going to take 7 damage, alright. He's cracking the isle. Alright, so he's got like 1 turn to try to find it. Yep. Dig. So it has to find Living End. As I assume, and Iona. Okay, so yeah. If he finds Living End, we're just locked out of this game. He's already cast a spell with this, so... Right? No, he used mana to cast it. Okay, so that's it. If it's in these 2 cards, then we probably die. They've dug through a lot of their deck so far. Did you find it? Okay, that tells me you probably didn't. You'd have to... Okay, so they didn't find it. Wow. 20 cards and they did not find the fucking Living End in their deck. That's insane. Because that's really all they needed at that point. Alright, so against that deck, this is one because they're playing like Elesh Norn and Iona. I think Return to Nature is good because it blows up the As Foretold, but it also can exile the important creature out of their graveyard if they go for Living End. We definitely want Relic of Progenitus, and we want the counter spells. What do we not want here? Harbinger of the Tides is pretty bad. Spreading Seas is probably not necessary either. Like, they had to play pretty hard around Spreading Seas, not giving us Island Walk, and it still didn't help them in the end, so I'm fine with shaving that. And what else? Echoing Truth. They do have a bunch of tokens. The Echoing Truth is fine. Benthic Biomancer helps us grind. It's tough. I think I want to keep Trickster. Trickster might open up a few lines for us, but it may not be that important, actually. It's hard to... Yeah, that's difficult. I mean, they're playing stuff like Is It Charm in their deck, so I don't know if they're going to play anything like Electrolyze. That doesn't seem likely, so... Yes, just having a curve is probably okay. They also probably are like an Anger of the Gods deck, so keeping a bunch of Lords seems smart. Alright, I'm going to cut 2 Tricksters. Just play well, I'll just have a bunch of power in the deck. Alright, is there anything else? They didn't really play a lot of removal spells. They're just they looks like they're mostly all in this. They have like Electro Dominance and Is It Charm, but I'm not that concerned. I don't think I need the Shaper Sanctuary. Okay. That was pretty unlucky, though. They dug through like a ton of their deck and didn't find it. Unfortunately, I don't think we can keep this. They kept 7 cards. I think we have Biomancer and Force. The problem is, like, they can do this on our turn, and like, Return to Nature is fine too, but we don't have a second land. I think we need to have 2 lands. This is better. Guess put Botanical Sanctum on the bottom. I'm fine with... I like to keep the Waterlogged Groves, even if it means I'm going to take some damage. Chancellor of the Annex, okay. So you can try to go off in turn 1 if you want. Ancestral Vision. So I guess we're going to wait until turn 2 to play this. I mean, because the Chancellor is still there. The first spell that we cast is going to get countered unless we pay 1. We'll play Kumena's Speaker, and then, I don't know, we'll see if we need this. It's just suspending a ton of visions. Alright. Do you have more lands? It looks like no. I would love to pay 1 mana for this. Hopefully we can draw like an island so we can play like Lord plus Relic or something along those lines. Or even just Relic and then hold up Return to Nature, but I think we're more likely to put Lord in the field. We always have to be careful because they have that instant speed Wrath with Electro Dominance, so I can't commit too heavily to it. Okay, well that's really good. So here, I think I'm willing to take 1 more turn to play this, because they're not drawing cards next turn. Then we can play like Relic, and then hold up Spell Pierce. Yeah, so Lightning Bolt would be good here. They can bolt the Lord, and then just take 1. Lightning Axe. Okay, so yeah, discard that. It's fine. So next turn we will just play Relic and then hold up Spell Pierce. Actually, okay, so I do want to still play Relic. Relic is a hard counter to what they're going for. I'm never going to be able to reanimate this through all of this nonsense. They do get to draw a bunch of cards. That's just how it's going to be. Yep. I think we just want to draw more land so we can play this and still hold stuff up at the same time. Sorry, what are you discarding? Iona. That's neat. Definitely exiling the Vision. So we can still crack Relic and Spell Pierce at the same time. I think we're in a reasonably good spot here. Okay. Sure, what are you doing with this? I mean, I guess I should have used the Sanctum first, but that's fine. I would really like to keep my creatures. The Spell Pierce, like, I wanted to kind of test to see if he had Force in his hand. But now we have Force up, so we should be fine. Seasoned Pyromancer, that's okay. Yep. That's beautiful. Now we can play Lord and hardcast Force. Just go in with the Kamena Speaker. They'd have to trade all of these with it. Or no, it had Island Walk, never mind. Actually, fuck, they had a Steam Vents. I could have got in for that too. I mean, we still have lethal next turn, so it's not going to punish us, but no, I should have attacked with this. The extra 3 could have been relevant. Sure. Does this matter? Maybe? Well, we already used the Spell Pierce here, so I think we just attack and hope that we can force something. A Braid? No, I think we just counter this. And this should be good enough. Alright, well, we managed to get through it. That I was kind of weird. Like, I think we got lucky in the first match, and then I don't know what was going on with their hand in the second one, but it did not seem like they had like enough interaction to get through our counter spells. Like, that deck can be very tough. If they have like Force of Negation to use on your turn to force through their living ends, like, it can be very hard to deal with. But they didn't have the Abrade for the Relic, so we got like two of the important things out of the graveyard right away. Yeah, and then not having any counter spells for any of our counter spells was definitely helpful to us. Alright, well, this is a very good start to this league, but that was a very weird matchup, and I think that it could have easily gone the other way, but I don't know, we'll see. What's going on here? Alright, round 3. Let's fight. Let's see if we can do this. Swallfish, though, definitely on game or on point today. Somebody just quit the matchmaking. Oh, it's annoying. Come on, today, please. I have things I would like to do. Probably once I'm done, I'm going to watch Hannibal and Monty's shit show. Definitely a really fun podcast. Check it out on YouTube. Alright, on the draw. Let's do this. This is fine. We'll keep. Don't have anything on turn 1 to do, but we have a very aggressive hand, so we're going to keep. Let's hope we're up against a counterspell deck, because Cavern's good. Ah, fuck. No, this is not where we want to be. Alright. On the draw against a red deck with no turn 1 play is not where we need to be, so I guess we're just going to start jamming Lords and hoping that eventually we can turn this off. They might have only kept a 1-land hand, so light up the stage, yeah, that's fine. Alright, what do we see? Mountain, alright. The Island Walk Lords have a little bit more value than the Mistbinder does just because of Spreading Seas in the deck, so if I'm going to throw one of them away into like a Lightning Bolt, it's going to be the one that has the least amount of text on it. Alright, well now they are at 3 mana, and now they can just go crazy. Searing Blaze, nope. Alright, so this is the Prowess deck. It's not Burn, so we'll see how this turns out. Probably terrible for us, but we'll see. Oh, fucking double Manamorphose. You're on a very short leash too, I think. You're like gonna join your friend Cataxian Probe at some point. Just casting spells for free that cycle is not good. Like, anything that like just costs 0 mana tends to be a problem in this format, I think. And I mean, this card effectively costs 0. I don't know, I guess we'll see. It's gonna take a while for Modern to sort itself out. Alright. We're getting attacked for like a metric fuckton, and we don't have Tidebinder Mage to help us here either. We really need like Merfolk Trickster for this, but if we draw Trickster next turn, maybe we're in an okay spot. It has Trample, so blocking it doesn't really do anything here. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna get hit for 5. No. Alright, let's start, I guess. We'll play Trickster and hopefully next turn play double Lords. Yeah, that's brutal. Lots of creatures. Nothing I can do about that. Guess we're just gonna have to Trickster this down. They have 3 cards left, and maybe we can get through this. I really want to hold this back, though, so that I can use it to block next turn. So the problem is, like, if I try to block this and they have, like, a lightning bolt or something, they can just bolt this. Or they can bolt our face and then eat our creature. Whereas if I can live long enough to play both Lords next turn... No, I'm not blocking this here. I want to try to block it when it's a 4/4. Light up the stage, okay. The problem is if they had like any 1-mana instant, like that was really terrible. Okay, what did they find? A land and another soul. That's not the worst. I only have 2 cards left at this point. Probably not lands though. And we're just going to try to make the best blocks that we can next turn. But if they have like a single lightning bolt, we're probably fucked. So you can bolt this and then have like a bunch of creatures that are threatening to just eat our board. Lava Dart is actually, I think, game over. Like, we do not have a good way to deal with that. We can only kill 2 creatures and we're going to lose our entire board. In the best case scenario. Oh, fuck. That's also terrible. So they're playing Bedlam Reveler. I don't know. Maybe Relic is worth something here. Probably not, though. Just Relic seems like it's not that great against them, especially now that they don't have, like, Faithless Looting. I'm guessing this means that they don't have Phoenix in their deck. So here's the problem. If they attack us with all this stuff, we have to block it or we're going to die. And they can just flash back the Lava Dart to put us to 6. And then we'll go to 3. I think that just means we're dead. Yeah, because now like they can just Lava Dart again and get another Prowess trigger, and like we're just fucked. All right. Well, we'll pretend that we're gonna make like a block, but this is what we have to do here. It doesn't matter. Lava Dart's just gonna kill us, so. And it actually doesn't even matter if they do it before or afterwards. Yeah, alright. You got it. Mono Red Phoenix, or well, I guess Mono Red Prowess, yeah, it's really tough. Tidebinder would help us a lot here. Let's see, Shaper Sanctuary is probably okay. Spell Pierce is fine, and I really don't want to bring in Dismember. Let's see what. Spreading Seas is terrible. We're never mana screwing this deck. Like, I don't want to be using Dismember against the deck that's playing, like, a bunch of Lightning Bolts and shit. The problem is, like, their creatures are attacking us for, like, 4 or 5 apiece anyway. I don't know, I don't think it's a... This doesn't seem strong enough to me. I think I'd rather just have, like, a counterspell or two. The Echoing Truth slows them down a little bit. I think that's fine. Forces are fine. Everything else is okay. I don't know, we'll just do it like this. I don't think we have a terribly good matchup versus this deck as built. Well, we have 0 lands, so there's no way we're beating it with that. And this hand is not really much better, but I guess we have to keep it. Command Speaker's going on the bottom because we can't cast it, so... I kept 7 cards. That sucks. Alright, well, that does nothing for us here. Alright. Yep. Let's play creature. I want to probably save this until they have more mana sources to invest into this thing. Like, next turn I will probably play it. I mean, it's entirely possible they're just going to, like, Lightning Bolt Lord and attack us for 2. Which, if that's the case, so be it. Let's see. If I block it, it'll become a 2/3 and he can bolt my face. If I don't block it, he's just going to bolt it anyway. I think that he's just giving me a chance to throw the creature away so he can deal 3 extra damage to me. It could be light up the stage too. Yeah. I have a feeling, though, if we blocked it, he would have just cast an instant, like, even if it was just like a lava dart or something. So I don't think that was a terribly good block. There's just too many ways that could have went wrong. And I mean, this is clearly not what we want to have happen either, but that's just how it has to be, I guess. That's actually fine. Let's play Shaper's Sanctuary. Then at least if they're going to target our creatures, then we can start drawing cards. We need that creature right now. Alright, well, I'm definitely not blocking with it this turn, so... We're going to get hit for a lot. Lava Dart and Blister Coil Wheel. Weird, that's fine. Hopefully they don't have any more lands. They do not, that's good. So here, we have Trickster to stop this thing. See if they cast any spells first. They only have to cast 2 in order to make this a 3/4. And they do have the lava dart, so it is possible for them to do that really easily. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's gonna happen. Target me, it's okay. Alright, so let's Trickster down, I guess, Soulscar Mage. And we're gonna probably take either 3 or 4 damage. Depends on whether he wants to lose the mountain yet. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna attack him for 7. Puts him at 9. He has 4 cards. The thing is, if I attack him for 7, it actually does put him within lethal range. So I'm willing to do that. And we do have Force to try to protect ourselves a little bit. So I'm guessing like Bedlam Reveler might happen this turn. So let's see what... Do I have to force this? So he's attacking for 4. You know what? I think I do have to actually force that. Because if he gives us enough creatures trample, then I might actually just die. So I need to be able to block here. The force represents saving ourselves like potentially 4 or 5 life by using this creature. It also denies him a card, which is important too. It's honestly like really hard. A lot of what has to happen right now is okay, so he's gonna target that. Yes. Okay, so we have a Lord in hand. So as long as we don't die to these creatures and whatever burn spells he has this turn, we can actually get there. Oh, well that's... Alright, well, we're dead. Kozilek's Return is a card I was not prepared to fight against right this turn. So we're going to go to 1. Yeah, we die. Alright, well, Kozilek's Return just, like, ended us, and, I don't know, I don't think that this deck is equipped to fight that one. Tidebinder Mage seems extremely necessary for that, and I just don't have it in my deck. Chalice of the Void is also very important if you want to beat that deck specifically, so... It is what it is. That Mono Red Prowess is definitely one of our harder matchups right now, just because it's very, very fast and aggressive, and it hurts our creature. Like all the Prowess creatures effectively act like Searing Blazes because their removal spells make their creatures deal us more damage while at the same time removing our blocker. So that's just really hard. All right, on the draw. What do we got? This hand is okay. We can go Vile into, like, Lord of Atlantis. Alright, what's up? Show me your secrets. Oh, no, not this again! No, not again! Alright, well, that's okay, because that means we have that on turn 2. Turn 2, we can do like Trickster plus Chimera Speaker. That's fine. This is not the matchup we want to see with this 75, though. We really, really need stuff that interacts with them, like Chalice and Tidebinder, and we just don't have it. I mean, this is probably a little bit better of a start, but not by a lot. Alright, what are you doing here? Yeah? Manamorphose, I can't stop that. Things are going to get very stupid very quickly. What a dumb card. I hate Manamorphose. It's just like Gitaxian Probe. Like, just 0 mana, like, cantrip that just does stupid shit. Oh my god. Alright, well, we're probably throwing this Chimera Speaker away as... Well, no, we can't even, like, chump block because they played Crash Through, so... I'm assuming they're just going to go as much in here as they can, but... Well, because Lava Dart's been played, we cannot even double block this. Yeah. No blocks. Alright. So let's see. Options are... How do we want to go about this? He has 3 cards left. It's not the worst. I think here we play the Mutavault, but the question is, if we play Mutavault, do we play Lord of Atlantis? I think we do. And we can Violin Mistbinder, which we're definitely going to do. Because we have to try to kill him quickly. He's already used 2 Crash Through, so I don't feel like I'm in danger from those. But I do feel like I need to try to kill him before he, like, does something else ridiculous. Okay, well that's got to be a good sign. Interesting. No, I'm not going to block the... Like, what happens if you have, like, 2 lightning bolts? So 2 lightning bolts is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if you have exactly 2 lightning bolts, we're dead. So I think... What happens... so we need to block at least 1 creature here. Let's have Mistbinder block this thing. So that way we don't die to 2 bolts. So yeah, Lava Dart's still in the graveyard too, so we have to kind of be cognizant of that. So we're effectively at 10, and so at 8 as stands. Okay. So why are you targeting that there? Oh, I don't get that. Oh, you played another Lava Dart. Okay, so are you going to sacrifice 2 mountains here? Is that what's happening? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's stupid. Alright, that's fine. Alright, yeah, well, I mean... That means you're down to, like, 1 spell a turn, though. We're threatening to attack for a lot. If we can draw another fishy here, that would be great. Yes! Alright, let's see. He didn't... Did he play a land last turn? I don't think he did. Okay. Turn 4, draws card. Oh, he cycled the Sunbaked Canyon, that's right, okay. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Island, Spreading Seas this. And if we draw Lord, we can vial it in. That's even better. So I think this is fine. Then we definitely want to attack because we can tap one down and block. Okay, I think we can get there. That Seas is going to help us a lot. Is that 6 and we're attacking for 8? It's 2 blockers, but that requires him to not... Yeah, he'd have to throw both of them... Well, no, he's only going to have 1 blocker, so... Let's see. Let's just do this now. Tap that down. So right now, as it stands, we're attacking him for lethal. If he uses a bolt on a creature, then that's fine. It means it's not going to our face, and he's also still going to have to chump block 1 to live. And drawing a Lord is still alive. Okay, well that has to be a sign of strength for us. That also works, I think. We just bounce this, and they can bolt 1 thing, but then they're still dead, so let's just take out their blocker. Alright, that does it. Alright, well, we stole a game against them, so let's see if we can do it again. I wasn't super impressed with this last time. I don't know. I'm just taking counter spells, and... What do we want? They said Spreading Seas was not super great. I mean, it was only good there because they sacrificed all their lands to Lava Dart, so... Like, they're not a deck that ever wants to be blocking. I don't know, maybe just 1 is fine. I don't want to bring in Oath because then it's going to turn off our vials, and if we're getting to the point where they're like going hard on Bedlam Reveler, we're probably in trouble anyway. Alright, just do this. This is a mulligan. 1 land that doesn't cast anything is not a keep. Well, they mulligan, so that's a good sign. Jeez! Oh, fuck. Alright, nope, we can't keep this either. This is terrible. MTGO, why do you do this to me? Like, come on, what did I ever do to you? This is fine, we'll keep this. I guess here... What do we do? We'll put Aether Vial on the... Well, so we have like 2 options of how to do this. We could either put a land in the bottom and one of these creatures, or we could put Vial in the bottom and a creature. So if we put Vial in the bottom, then we're going to go turn 1, turn 2, and then turn 3 something. If we put a land on the bottom, then we're going to go turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Command Speaker with the Vial, or just the land. But if we draw, then we might be able to put 2 creatures in play by turn 2 with it. I don't know. I don't think the Vial is going to be helpful. So we'll take out that, and now the question is, do we want to keep the Lords or the Silver Gill? I don't think that Mistbinder is worth like a whole lot here. We might just want to go Kumena's Speaker into Silvergill and... Oh, I don't want to be blocking like... And I think that I'm going to do it like this. Because blocking is not really where we want to be. Especially in like the first few turns when we don't have like any good way of blocking, so... Tricksters might make things a little bit helpful, though. So now we can, like, play Silvergill and then have Trickster for the turn afterwards. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, it's fine. Well, okay, so we can't play Silvergill right now. We have to get the Lord out first. But that's going to be very hard because of the Lava Dart. I mean, I guess we just have to do this like this. Otherwise, we're never going to be able to cast this thing. That's also bad. He's got 2 cards left, and he's going to braid the Lord. Neat. Alright, well, only 1 card left, so this is not the worst. Merfolk. Let's cast Harbinger. Hold on a second. We'll use these 2. We'll bounce the Soulscar Mage because that way it can't attack next turn. Yes, I would like to bounce it. And then probably, if we draw a land, we can go Silvergill Adept and then Trickster. Yep. They still have that Lava Dart there, so blocking this thing is not an option. Because it'll just become a 2/3, and they can afford to sacrifice a land right now. So I think we just have to take 1. That's not great. Alright, what other choice do I have? Yes, I do want to pay 2 life, he said with a grimace. Yeah, alright. Hopefully we can get to untap and somehow come back here. I don't know how, though. This is really scary, and if they cast any spells, like, we're in a shit ton of trouble. Like, this Lava Dart is already a huge problem. If they sack this mountain, then they're all 2/3s, and that means, like, we can double block one of them, but then we're still taking at least 4 damage, and this is going to die, so... Yeah. Alright, let's just hope that it's not like Lightning Bolt. This is very bad. Like, there's not very much we can do to catch up from here. Alright, I think we're fucked. Like, there is no way that we can, like, even attempt to come back from this. A 2-2, like, is not good. This is so bad. You just have to draw, like, lands for the rest of the game, and that's not a land. Alright. Well, even if we counter it, like, we're still getting attacked for 6. And we lose our thing. So, like, there's not any point to this. We've already lost. Our best case scenario is that we're at, like, 2 life with no board. That was brutal. Gotta be honest. Okay. Alright, you know what? Fuck it, we'll try this. I mean, none of this seems to be working so far, so let's see if maybe this will work. We're on the play, so hopefully this will be a little bit better. If we're gonna take 4 damage anyway, we may as well at least kill the fucking creature. No! Why? This is not fair. Are you shitting me? Alright, well, MTGO has decided against us for this match. Like, I don't know how we're supposed... Like, they're keeping 7 cards. Like, there's no fucking way. Sure, I guess. I guess we're just gonna keep Vile and Sanctum. MTGO has just already made up its mind. Like, there's nothing we can do about that. It decided that we cannot win Game 3, so fuck it. Yeah, let's see it. Like, the only way we even have a chance is if we draw an island, I think, so... I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, that's not going to help. And I'm sure he's just going to abrade the Aether Vial, so whatever. Okay. Guessing light up the stage. Nope, just more creatures, alright. Got a very creature-heavy draw right now. Let's see if we can draw another land. Alright, so that's fine. See what he does. We might just be echoing truthing these 2 back to his hand. Sure. Yep. I mean, this is sort of okay for us because it means he's using up all of his spells, and we have the Echoing Truth to deal with these. This could be way worse. Our one of Echoing Truth. Yeah. Let's see if he's gonna, like, just lava dart my face right now. Okay, well, he's not gonna do it, so we'll just bounce it now. I mean, his attack for 12 turned into an attack for 4. And he can't replay them this turn, so that helps a little bit. It's, okay. So he has two Trickster, or I'm sorry, two Swift Spears in hand. So I think here we're just going to Violin Trickster. Tap one of these down. Like, we're doing the best we can with 5 cards, but at some point you just have to be like, yeah, no, fuck it. Like, this is a huge problem. Like, we need him to be out of gas, not, like, continuing to just, you know, throttle us here. Have to save ourselves precious life points. But, again, the problem is, like, the blocks are not good here because of the Lava Dart. If we do block, then this is going to die, so... So we don't have a choice, we have to just take it. Neat. Like, Chalice would be so good against this deck if we had it, but... well, we didn't construct our deck to beat Mono Red. Pass, I guess. Actually, we'll play the Aether Vial, I guess. No, we'll just pretend that we have Force of Negation. Fuck it. I don't think that's going to change any of his decision-making, but I guess we gotta try. I think that's probably going to be the end of us. Yeah. That's just too much. 3 mana with 2 cards, like... Still has another Prowess trigger from here, which means we can block, like, 2 of these things. We're only at 8 life here, so... we have to block like this. He Lava Darts us to 8, and these become 3s, so we're going to go 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, we're fucked. At 1 life, deal. Oh, alright, what's... Oh, that also had Trample, so it didn't matter. Alright. None of this matters at this point. To adapt and just see what we find. You lose. Alright, well, Mono Red has nut stomped us twice in a row, so, yeah, there's... That match is just one that, like, yeah, we're gonna have to be very, very, aggressive in deck building if we want to have a shot versus this. It's just way too much. I think Chalice on the board is absolutely a necessity, but even Chalice is, like, really slow against them. I don't know, Tidebinder, it really would help. I don't think Silvergill Adept is really pulling its weight here, to be honest. I think I would be happier if it was a set of Tidebinder mages. Okay, well, we're on the draw for the last match. This hand is very vulnerable to a lot of different decks. They mulligan to 6. If we get Thought Seized in turn 1, this is really bad. I don't know, like, maybe it's okay. I don't know, what do we do here? They mulliganed, like, I'm not going to keep this hand. It's close, but no. I think this is much better. We can actually cast spells with this. We will put a Silvergill in the bottom, too. We'll keep Spreading Seas just in case this is like a Tron deck or something. Go Waterlogged Grove into Cavern and probably... Well, I don't know. We'll see if we want which one of these 2-drops we want to play. We'll keep... Alright, so they kept 6. We're going to keep 6, and Silvergill goes in the bottom. Flooded Strand, that's probably a good sign. So we'll just play basic island. That's fine. If we're up against control, then this hand is probably okay. It has cavern in it, so Hollowed Fountains seems to be good for us. Alright, so then, yeah, we should be fine to play Silvergale first. They're probably just going to hold up like Logic Knot or something. So let's... Oh, come on. Let's get our card draw on since they can't counter it before they like Field of Ruin our Cavern. We'll save Spreading Seas for something a little bit more. Yeah, see, if they want to field it, this is fine. So it's Stoneblade. Okay, deal. They don't have a white mana right now, so we can actually Spreading Seas the Hollowed Fountain and keep them from being able to do it right away. Yep. Then they're going to have to waste a turn to like Field of Ruin, so... Alright, yeah, I guess that's fine. You have Spell Pierce. We do have stuff in the sideboard that's going to help with this, so... It's interesting that they got the Batter Skull instead of the Sword of Fire and Ice. But we can't attack here. Let's see, do you have Spell Snare for this? So if I attack here and they put Batter Skull into play, they can block and trade with the Silvergill Adept. But it also means that, like, it's not going to attack us next turn either, is it? Yeah, I think this is fine, because if they attack us, then they can have Path as a backup for it. I think they're more likely to put Batter Skull in play and try to attack with it when they can Path anything that might threaten it. Sure. But we're also in a good spot here, where if we draw, like, Lord of Atlantis, we can attack them for a lot. And we even have, like, Force of Negation. Well, Force is probably not going to help, like, stop Path, though. But anything that casts this turn, we can definitely force it. So here's the trick. Batter Skull has this text in here where it's 3 mana, return it to their hand. So if we were to block it and it kills a creature, they can just bounce it to their hand and put it back into play with Stoneforge Mystic, assuming they have another land. So it is not actually worth trying to block it here. Like, we just need to find a lord. That's going to help. I think, yeah, we do want to play the Benthic Biomancer. We'll pitch a force to a force if we have to. No, attacks are not good here. However, we are going to Trickster down this Batter Skull, I think. So that's kind of a problem. I mean, he's going to attack us anyway, so we have to do it. I don't, like, he has the option to bounce it back to his hand and then redeploy it as a blocker. Do not want Cryptic happening. Okay, that's actually very good now because we threatened to just, like, attack him for a bajillion damage. Alright, let's see if we can just, like, kill him. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's... How do we do this here? So, you can block, say, the Trickster, so right now we'll have 4, 8, 12... I think we're good as long as he doesn't have Path. So let's adapt Biomancer first, see if we can find Lord of Atlantis, otherwise we're just going to play the Mistbinder. Alright. Who needs Island Walk, right? Come on. Yeah, alright, so we defeated Batterskull. Like, oh no, look at Modern is totally ruined because of Stoneforge Mystic. What, they even played it, like, right away, and, oh, it just totally wrecked us, right? Yeah. What a terrible format. Come on, what a joke. Come on. Stoneforge is fine. So they might have a sort of Fire and Ice in their 75 somewhere, so we probably need some number of these Collector Oaths. It means we also have to take out 2 Aether Vials. The Spreading Seas is probably not super great versus them. And what else? Counter spells are fine. Dismember is actually fine. Echoing Truth is fine too. Harbinger is probably pretty weak. So let's see. I guess on the draw, Deprive is going to be a little bit weak. I think we want the Dismembers. Probably the Spell Pierce. And do I... Like, I find it hard to believe that we're going to be able to counter the Stoneforge Mystic. They're not a Plague Engineer deck, but they might actually be like, fuck, what, a Blast Zone deck, so I don't know. We can afford to trim on a few of these. Because we brought in more 2-drop creatures anyway. So we'll just have more counter spells. Like, counter spells are usually good against this deck. So I'm glad that we got to play against a Stoneblade deck, so we kind of get to put it to the test here. This hand is fine. I think we keep this. Oh, that's also beautiful. This means if they don't play Stoneforge in turn 2, we can hold up Deprive for it. But even if they play it in turn 2, like, we have the ability to just violin a Lord of Atlantis. Yeah, that's fine. Like, the thing is, this card is really clunky, and there's lots of ways. Like, Batterskull is not going to beat us. We have Island Walk, so, like, we can attack right past it, and it's not a big deal. Yes. Okay, so here, let's just play Merfolk Mistbinder. We will Violin, Biomancer at the end of turn, and then we'll next turn Violin Lord and hold up Deprive. So we can attack right past the Batterskull. And we're going to attack them for more damage than they're going to be able to gain back, so... Like, look, this deck does, like, literal nothing to us for, like, the first 3 or 4 turns. Beautiful. So here, we just play another... Or no, we want to hold up Deprive, I think. Just in case they have, like, Path to Exile for the Lord of Atlantis. And I think if they don't block, I'm just going to Violin the Mistbinder instead. Okay. I'll just do it now. I mean, it's fine. Island Walk. There will be no blocking. Blocking is not allowed. Sure, you can Path, and then I will Deprive. That was the plan the whole time. Return the island. You are taking damage. I have decreed it to be so. This is one of our good matchups in Legacy, too, so I'm not particularly worried by this deck in the least. Next turn, we have a huge attack with, like, Mistbinder and the Mutavault coming in. And they are under a huge amount of pressure in order to deal with this Lord of Atlantis, or they're going to just, like, die. Yeah, that's fine. That is not going to be good enough. I think you've just sealed your own fate here. You're at 16. I have another Lord to play. So you're going to return the Vial. That's fine. Do I even care about that? Not really. Yes, tick Vial up. Okay, so options here. We can attack for 7 Island Walk damage, which means we could kill this thing. If I play the Mistbinder, then we can attack for 8. He's in a lot of trouble, and I think, like, this Teferi... Like, again, like, what's the best way to go about this? Because if he doesn't deal with the Lord of Atlantis, like, I think he's just going to straight up die anyway. There's nothing we really want to do at instant speed here. So, actually, we could attack with a Mutavault here. So that would actually be for 10. I think just attacking with the Mutavault might be fine. We can send this at Teferi, and we can hit him for 7 damage. And, like, that seems okay. Then he can go up to 11, but then, again, like, Mistbinder threatens to come in. This Vial will be on 2, so then next turn we can potentially, like, we can Vial in Mistbinder, or actually, no, we can adapt this first and see if we find another Lord of Atlantis, but otherwise, we'll just animate Mutavault, adapt, and Vial in a Lord and attack for a bunch and hope that that's good enough. I think that's fine. May as well get this off the board. Like, it's not, we're not under, like, it's not going to hurt us if we do that, so. Alright, let's do this. You kill Teferi, you kill his face, you kill his face. Let's put an incredible amount of pressure on him to, like, try to do something or die. I'll just play another Vial just for safety. Why not? Yeah, you can hit me with the Batterskull, that's fine. Alright, you're at 13. I think you still need Path to Exile or you're going to lose, so. Cryptic Command actually is okay. Oh, that's fucking beautiful. Alright. I'm not even going to adapt this now. I'm just going to go to attacks, and then as soon as he taps out for Cryptic, I'm going to blow up the fucking Batterskull. Alright. Merfolk. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's fine. If he casts Path, I'm still just going to blow up the Batterskull. That's not really going to be good here. Okay, sure, you can click away this Mistbinder and see if I find a different lord instead. But you're still probably not blocking me. Alright. Nope. So they're at 3, and their board is absolutely awful. So I think we are definitely in a position to win this game here. So what is it? Do you have like Supreme Verdict maybe? Okay. I'm gonna just leave them on 1 and 2. That's actually... I think that just wins here, right? Because we can just attack with these 2 dummies and counter something. So what do we want? Do we want to adapt the Biomancer this turn? I don't think so. I think what we want to be able to do is have Force of Negation up and just attack for very lethal. Just trying to imagine what they might have here. Like Snapcaster Mage is not going to do it. But I want the option to make, like, if they like cast Cryptic Command, like that's not enough because I can still animate Mutavault. Well, if they cast Cryptic, they're just gonna... Yeah, if they cast Cryptic, they're dead anyway, so maybe I don't need to. No, I'm gonna pay the 2 life. It gives me more options here. Alright, so what do you got? Cryptic isn't good enough because Mutavault can still activate in response and kill you. If you play a Path, I can counter that. Ooh, okay, so then I'm just going to counter that then. Okay, sick. That's all it took. So yeah, our only losses were to the Mono Red Prowess decks. Other than that, I think this was fine. How would I change it? I think maybe Silvergill could be some number of Tidebinder mages. Yeah, this card was fine. I mean, we did come up against Tron, so like Spreading Seas was relevant. Yeah, we cited this out a fair. Like maybe we don't need all 4 copies of Spreading Seas. Maybe we could like trim 1 or 2 of these and try to find some space for Tidebinder, because I don't think that we're going to be able to like realistically beat the Mono Red decks without like at least Tidebinder and maybe Chalice. They're just really hard. So other than that, like I'm pretty pleased with the performance of this. Like I think we did bring in most of these cards, and they did things, so it was fine. Returned, yeah, you got to see why this card is so good against Stoneforge Mystic. Like, as soon as they go to do anything, you just blow up the Batterskull, and like they're so far behind at that point because they've just wasted all their time putting a pathetic 1/2 into play as you're beating their face in. So, yeah, and they as soon as they tap out, they can't bounce it back to their hand, so they just absolutely wrecks them. And the same thing, like, if they activate Stoneforge, put a sword into play, and then spend, like, another 2 mana to equip the sword, and you just blow it up. Like, they have wasted, like, 6 mana just trying to put a sword into play that you've blown up for 2 mana, and that just utterly just, like, destroys them. So this card is fantastic against Stoneforge Mystic, so if you expect a lot of Stoneforge, you can play this card, and it has like some utility against the graveyard decks, like we did see against the blue red living end deck. Like even if you were just exiling like Iona or Hellish Norn from the graveyard with this thing, like sometimes there are times where you just want to exile it. And even against like Snapcaster Mage, if you're playing against like a blue-white control deck, like sometimes you might bring it in because of Stoneforge Mystic, but you might end up wanting to use it to effectively counter like a flashback of Path to Exile. So it has some extra utility to it besides just that. But or also, yeah, the other important thing, having an answer to Ensnaring Bridge is important. The Echoing Truth was okay. I don't regret putting this in the main deck at all, and I also don't regret like the Spell Pierce. I think that this was necessary against some of the decks that we played against. Like having extra counter magic never hurts. probably like the blue-red Living End deck, this was a fine card to have. But I don't know. Overall, like, this is fine. I don't know. I'm not sure about Silver Go. Like, we didn't really get to use Harbinger that much. Like, there's also an argument maybe Tidebinder's a little bit better than Harbinger. I don't know what problem this is solving that we're having. Like, yeah, most of the time I would think that Tidebinder is going to fix more holes in our plan. So I don't know. There's probably a way to tweak it to be a little bit better against like the mono red decks without losing too much of this, but I think this was fine. We'll probably see more Simic lists doing well going forward, so like, I will say I actually enjoyed playing Modern today, alright? Like, for the first time in months, like, I've actually been, like, happy to play Modern, and I don't mind Stoneforge Mystic at all. I think that card is entirely beatable, and it's just okay. It's not fantastic. It's somewhere between medium to good, but medium to good is very, very answerable, and I think that if we see a lot of Stoneblade decks, then our deck probably it moves up on the ranking a little bit, because we kind of eat the blue decks that play like Stoneforge Mystic a lot. So honestly, I'm more concerned about decks like Death and Taxes that might splash black for stuff like Plague Engineer and Fatal Push to go alongside their Stoneforge. Like, those are a lot more scary. Like, we're gonna have a lot harder of a time dealing with that. So yeah, I don't know. I know that my roommate's been playing that, and it's pretty good. So we'll see. Like, I think Death and Taxes is definitely interested in playing some version of like Stoneforge with probably like a black splash, but even like mono white is probably okay. I guess they have to figure out whether they want Leonin Arbiter in their deck with Stoneforge or not, or if they want to try to maybe move to like Aven Mind Sensor instead. That's totally an option for them. So also, yeah, that's worth mentioning. One of the reasons that this mana base is going to work a little bit better for us right now is if people are going to play Aven Mind Sensor to deal with Stoneforge Mystic to try to shut off its Enter the Battlefield effect, we don't want to have a lot of fetches if that's the case, because then Mind Sensor can eat our lands that way. So the cool thing about this, like right now, is don't have a lot of fetches. It does mean we're more vulnerable to stuff like Blood Moon, but I think during this initial testing phase where Stoneforge Mystic is everywhere, anybody who's trying to next level them with Mind Sensor, we're kind of dodging that hate at the moment with this. So definitely worth keeping in mind. Like, those are cards that I'm sure people are going to be testing, so just think about that kind of stuff. But alright, well, that's all I got for now. Sunday I will try to play some more Legacy. I got a lot going on Sunday, so I don't know. We'll see what time. It might be a little bit later than that until the video goes up, but my plan going forward is I'm going to try to do one Modern and one Legacy a week, because I really enjoy both, and I know there's a lot of people that do enjoy seeing both, and they both deserve attention. So I'm not going to promise that every week is necessarily going to be Modern on Wednesday and Legacy on Sunday, but like, I will be like that for a while at least. But I don't know, there could be a time where it's like back-to-back Legacy and then back-to-back Modern to make up for it. But definitely over the course of a week, you're going to see like 1 and 1. So we'll see how that goes. That way we can kind of keep developing both decks as we go forward and not fall too far behind wherever the metagame happens to take us. So, alright, well, that's all I got. Take it easy, everybody. I will see you next time.